We all seen what this little nigga did yesterday, bro. We all seen it. And if you didn't see it yesterday, you're missing out, my nigga. You're missing out, my nigga. This nigga right here. This Brazilian nigga right here. Bro, the sky's the limit. Wallahi, the sky's the limit if he doesn't let the yash get to him. The sky's the limit. But guess what? He's a church boy, my nigga.
Genuinely frightening.
He's a church boy, my nigga. Which means, you know what I'm saying? Niggas actually finna be locked in. This nigga right here might be the next big thing because he's a Brazilian church boy. When was the last time you ever seen a Brazilian church boy? Never, my nigga. Never.
Estêvão Willian.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Because this isn't just another Brazilian wonderkid. This is a player who's bending the sport at 18. Every once in a generation, football produces someone who doesn't follow the rules but rewrites them in real time. And right now that someone is a teenager wearing Chelsea blue.
He can play everywhere. He's so good. In terms, careful, it's like cool in terms of position. He can play outside, he can play inside, he can play everywhere.
His arrival in Europe hasn't been gradual, it's been a meteor strike. 17 matches into his first Chelsea season, and Estêvão is already producing like a star. 5 goals, 1 assist, the youngest player to register an assist in league history, 3 Champions League goals, and 11 total goal contributions for club and country this season. But the scary part isn't the numbers, it's the timing. He delivers in the biggest moments. Against the Premier League champions, he scored in the last minute, dragging Chelsea to a priceless win that
Watch that game live.
has them sitting second in the league.
Mental.
And against Barcelona in the Champions League, he didn't just play well, he dominated. He scored, he created, he controlled his entire flank, and he made Pau Cubarsí look exactly what he is compared to him. A kid trying to stop a force of nature. And just when you think the hype is too much, Brazil comes in and makes everything absurd. Estêvão is scoring a goal every 94 minutes for the Selecao. To put that into perspective, Ronaldo Nazario scored every 125 minutes, Neymar every 135. Estêvão is surpassing both. At 18, Chelsea aren't just nurturing a star, Brazil aren't just building a prospect. Together, they're shaping a player who's tracking like a top 10 footballer on the planet right now. Tactically, the kid is a weapon with multiple layers. His dribbling isn't flashy, it's functional destruction.
To see it. He was really good today again. Very young, he's even younger than me, but such a great player.
Have you seen a teenager that good?
If I've seen a teenager like this, yeah, maybe Lamine Yamal, but cannot name other names, I think.
FotMob already has him at 3.7 successful dribbles per 90, placing him among Chelsea's most dangerous carriers and one of the most efficient young
I remember that assist, y'all.
attackers in the entire Premier League. But what makes him special is the purpose behind every touch. He dribbles to break lines, drag centre-backs out of shape, collapse entire blocks, create new shooting angles, and attack
Allah! Allah!
Then comes the finishing. 2.9 shots per 90, 1.1 on target, and every one of them chosen with intention and mentally. This is where things become terrifying. Champions League penalty versus Ajax scored. Premier League late winner versus Liverpool scored. Duel versus Lamine Yamal in Chelsea versus Barcelona. He outshone the Spaniard completely.
Because Yamal, after Estevão's goal, like, Yamal was so sad. Yamal was so sad.
These aren't moments for normal teenagers. These are moments for players who will define the next decade of football. And Estêvão Willian is showing signs that he might be one of them. This is not hype. This is not propaganda. This is what happens when a generational Brazilian talent starts accelerating faster than anyone predicted. And if this is only the beginning, Chelsea and Brazil may have just unlocked a monster. Chelsea aren't just signing young talents anymore, they're engineering them. And the Estêvão Willian project is the clearest example of how Blueco are trying to build a footballing superstructure that goes beyond transfers. Recruitment brings him in, yes, but development is what turns him into a weapon. And the plan the club has for him is far more ambitious than anyone imagined. From the moment Estêvão landed at Cobham, insiders whispered the same thing. He won't stay on the wing forever, because while he could easily become the greatest right winger in Chelsea's history, the club sees something bigger, something
What?
more central, something more dangerous. They believe his talent shouldn't be limited to one corridor of the pitch. They want him influencing every zone, every combination, every decisive moment. It's the Cole Palmer blueprint all over again. Start wide, dominate 1 versus 1.
He can play everywhere. He's so good. And for me, it's like Cole in terms, careful, it's like Cole in terms of position. He can play outside, he can play inside, he can play everywhere. In our 5 attacking position, for me, he can play everywhere.
And gradually move into the heart of the team, where the most important decisions live. Estêvão has the dribbling of a winger.
Man, I love watching this youth.
The finishing of a striker.
The third time as well. Ball in towards Estêvão. The touch is good.
I watched this game live, chat. When I saw him score this goal, I knew, wallahi, this nigga was going to be a problem. I knew, wallahi, it was going to be a problem.
Terrifying hybrid that Premier League defenders are nowhere near prepared for. Inside the club, there's no hesitation. The belief is that within 2 years, Estêvão will evolve from elite right winger to world-class central creator.
Interesting. So then where is Cole going to play? Huh?
Yeah, I would have to agree with Troy, actually. He's an absolute superstar. And what he's doing at the age he's at is absolutely incredible as well. What I love the manager at the moment, the manager's looking after him. I think the fans and a few of us would like to see a little bit more game time at times, but as a young kid, you've got to be broken into the team.
And they're not even worried about Cole Palmer's role, because the internal view is simple. When you have 2 players capable of being top 10 in the world, you adapt the system, not the talent. Journalist Matt Law said it clearly. The view in the club is very much that in the next 2 years, he will move from being a right winger to a number 10. This is why the Premier League is already nervous, because Estêvão isn't being developed like a normal winger, he's being sculpted into a multi-phase creator, someone who dictates tempo, breaks lines, and finishes chances with the efficiency of a forward. So now it's time to break down the technical traits that are driving everyone insane, the details that explain why managers, analysts and defenders are already calling him the best under-20 player in the world. And trust me, once you understand these details, you'll realise the Estêvão Willian experiment isn't just dangerous and it's inevitable. Chelsea fans had already seen glimpses of Estêvão's talent, but his goal against Barcelona was the moment the whole world understood what this kid really is. A statement, a warning, and a direct message to Lamine Yamal himself. Minute 54, Champions League night. Pressure at boiling point, and Estêvão, at just 18, played the single most fearless sequence of the match. He received the ball under pressure, played a first touch combination that broke Barcelona's midfield line, and instantly accelerated into space. Reece James returned it to him in stride, leaving the Brazilian one-on-one with Pau Cubarsí, one of the best young defenders in Europe. And that's exactly when Estêvão switched into something different. He faced Cubarsí, stepped into the box, and with a double movement that looked almost like slow-motion magic, he sent the Barca defender the wrong way. Suddenly he had no angle, trapped near the byline, with Joan Garcia covering everything at the front post. But Estêvão
and still banged it! How? How did he bang this?
Operate within normal angles. He created his own. Off balance, almost falling, he unleashed a thunderbolt with his left foot, a shot so violent and clean that Garcia didn't even...
The man was covering his near post and still scored it near post.
...react. The ball ripped into the roof of the net. Stamford Bridge exploded. Barcelona froze, and Cubarsí could only turn around and watch the ball bounce out of the goal. The craziest part, this wasn't new. The finish looked almost identical to the goal.
To the same shit he did against us, nigga!
Estêvão scored against Chelsea at the Club World Cup. Same angle, same power, same audacity. This is his signature, and doing it against Barcelona in the Champions League, with the world watching, says everything about the level he is reaching. Enzo Maresca has built Chelsea around strict positional discipline, a system that only works when players understand timing, geometry and spatial control. And the terrifying part is that Estêvão, at just 18, already behaves like someone who has been mastering this structure for a decade. Even though the team sheet calls him a right winger, his real role is far more complex. He is the inverted right-sided playmaker, the disruptor of rigid blocks, the creative spark that bends Maresca's system into something more unpredictable and more dangerous. The right flank is no longer just a lane, it is a funnel, a pressure valve and a launch pad, and Estêvão stands right at the centre of it. With his left foot guiding everything, he constantly drifts into the inside channel, forming triangles with the right back and the right-sided midfielder. This movement accomplishes several things at once. It creates overloads in the half space. It opens passing corridors through the interior rather than the wing. It forces the rival fullback to choose between tracking him or protecting the wide zone, and it frees space for the overlapping run behind him. His heat map on FOTMob confirms the picture. He isn't a classic winger glued to the paint. He's a hybrid creator who lives between the lines, combining, rotating, and destabilising structures from within. And while Chelsea often dominate possession under Maresca, Estêvão provides something different: vertical threat. Whenever Chelsea win the ball, he becomes a spear pointed straight at the opposition defender.
And that's the good thing about this nigga. He's not only good left to right, he's also good going forward. When he gets that ball, he can go forward. Some men are just good at jinky, you know? Okay, you put a foot in. All right, let me go. No, he can go through you, which is what you need as a winger. He's direct.
Either carrying it with that explosive first step or bursting into the space behind the back line. He accelerates transitions, turns slow attacks into sudden disasters for defenders, and brings a level of directness that Chelsea desperately needed last season. What makes him even more frightening is that his dribbling isn't chaotic, it's calculated. His rate of 3.7 successful take-ons per 90 is already among the best at the club, and he does it with intention rather than flair for flair's sake. Every dribble has a purpose: breaking the first line, shifting angles, drawing fouls, collapsing defensive blocks, or attacking gaps in the half space. Teenagers normally dribble to express themselves. Estêvão dribbles to hurt opponents. It's efficient, brave, and unusually mature. His creative output
I love the way this guy's chatting about Estêvão, fam.
The same level of responsibility, with 1.4 chances created per match and a combined expected goals plus expected assists around 0.9 per 90. He is performing at levels Premier League. Attackers usually reach at 23 or 24, not 18. His passing is sharp and purposeful. Cutbacks from the half space, switches of play to isolate the opposite.
Damn, nigga had Loki strong, bruh.
Winger, threaded passes into the box, and quick combinations around the edge of the area. The fact he maintains an 81% pass accuracy in the Champions League despite constantly attempting high-risk actions speaks volumes about his decision-making. And then comes the finishing. Estêvão averages almost 3 shots per match.
Wow.
With more than 1 on target, numbers that place him among young attackers who expect to score rather than hope to score. His calmness in decisive moments is extraordinary. The Champions League penalty against Ajax, the last-minute winner against Liverpool, both moments where most teenagers would hide, but he stepped forward and executed with absolute serenity. For a player his age to carry that level of responsibility is abnormal, and for him to deliver under that pressure,
Estêvão! I need to get a jersey, y'all.
Terrifying. Beyond these technical traits, Estêvão carries...
Somebody send me the bread to get a jersey. I need to get a jersey.
A kind of cold, calculated...
I don't got the bread.
...seen only in fully formed world-class forwards. Against Liverpool, in one of the most pressurised moments of the season, Chelsea collapsed the left side through a diagonal from Marc Cucurella, and there was Estêvão, Big Steve, to the Chelsea nation, holding perfect distance from Andy Robertson, never panicking, never rushing, simply waiting for the ball to arrive before finishing with ice in his veins to deliver one of Chelsea's most important wins of the year. But that moment is just...
I watched that goal live. When I tell you, I can't even explain the way I felt after I seen the ball go in the back of the net and I saw number 41, Estêvão. Oh my gosh.
One example.
You just have to be
how
there.
many different ways this kid can attack the goal. When he cuts inside from the right into central areas, his threat becomes almost impossible to anticipate. He doesn't care about distance. If he spots a gap between defenders, he has a long-range strike that carries a punch far beyond what an 18-year-old should logically be capable of. The power, the timing, the technique, all of it belongs to a player 10 years older, 10 years more experienced, 10 years more complete. And then there is his pressing. Chelsea doesn't just press, he haunts defenders. His pace forces mistakes, his anticipation triggers turnovers, and when he wins the ball high up the pitch, Estêvão's decision-making becomes terrifyingly efficient. In 1-versus-1 situations, he behaves like a veteran wide forward, showing a...
You don't want to see Estêvão in this situation, bro.
Finishing with an imagination that borders on arrogance, like that outrageous little chip over the Wolverhampton goalkeeper.
Mental.
A goal only scored by players who genuinely fear nothing. He is equally lethal when arriving late into the box, a trait most young wingers simply don't possess yet. His final goal for Palmeiras against Chelsea is the clearest proof. Starting outside the play, he surged into the box like a second striker, beating fast defenders with pure acceleration, and then smashing an almost impossible strike from a tight angle, a thunderbolt so violent that Robert Sanchez didn't even react. It was a finish of elite timing, elite speed, and elite conviction, the kind of goal that announces a superstar before he becomes
Wow.
He's the best left-footed U20 player in world football right now. Whether you like it or not.
You'll get mad at whoever likes it. Forgive me, I'll repeat it because I've seen him a lot, because I've seen the youth team, I'm telling you. Today, the best left-footed U20
My nigga, what? Nigga, shut your ugly ass up. This, yo.
player right now is called Estêvão, and he's Brazilian. Hey, what are you talking about? The Liberado's won a goal. She's won everything with the Liberado. She's saying, what I see, the best left-footed U20 player in the world is called Estêvão.
Alright, bro.
Let's get something straight from the start. The comparisons with Lamine Yamal are unnecessary.
I'm not, look, listen. I love Estêvão, but I'm not delusional. I understand that Estêvão needs to do more to get there. You guys have to realize it took Lamine a year of playing consistently to get to that elite level. And I'm talking about him playing consistently. Estêvão doesn't even start every game like that, Crow. You see what I'm trying to say? Estêvão doesn't start like that every game. So give him time. Wallahi, he'll get there.
Truly unnecessary. Estêvão is already a crack in his own right, a fully formed talent whose technical ceiling is absolutely on the same level as Yamal's.
I agree.
In some aspects, frighteningly, he might even go higher.
As he does that, he can only get better. The future for Estêvão is as bright can be. He's not quite Lamine Yamal status just yet, but he...
And you have to understand, he's playing in the Prem, bro. To be a Brazilian nigga and to thrive in the Prem, it's not easy. Well, I don't even think it's been done.
First Premier League minutes are absurd for an 18-year-old. 475 minutes played, 4 goals from 22 shot attempts, 3.8 expected goals, 1 assist, 1.5 expected assists from 8 chances created, 56 progressive carries, and 46 1v1 attempts. He leads Chelsea not just in shot volume but in high-quality shots above 0.2 xG, in 1v1 attempts, and in 1v1 situations inside the box. That is not promise, that is production at an elite rate. And this is where context matters. The typical narrative of a young Brazilian wonderkid moving to a big European club usually turns into disappointment.
With young players, most of the time you are a little bit worried because they play 1 game, 2 games, good game, they score and they think that they are already top players. The thing about Estêvão that we don't need to be worried about that because he's
hungry.
He's very polite.
He's a church boy.
Work hard. He has fantastic family that they are very close to him.
He's a good kid.
It's fantastic because he's a special player. But in the same time, you don't have to be worried to say, okay, now he's going to play 1 game, 2 games, score, and he's already thinking that he knows how good he is. But the good thing is that it's very simple guy, simple.
Hendrik's struggles at Real Madrid are the most recent,
and that's where Hendrik fucked up, my nigga. What are you doing at Madrid when you know that they're about to get Mbappe, my nigga? What are you doing at Madrid when you know they're about to get Mbappe? You really thought your ass was for the play?
Level of intensity is higher, defenders are stronger, and the pressure to deliver immediately often suffocates even the brightest talents.
What is the difference between playing in Germany, France, and in England Premier League, in your opinion? Because Premier League seems like they say it's the most difficult.
No, it is the most difficult by far. Like, big respect to all the leagues in the world and all the leagues that I played in, but the Premier League is just different. The intensity in the Premier League is like out of this world, and you need to be locked in every single second. Sometimes like back in the day, you could take a touch, turn around and take your time. Here, bro, ball's coming, man's coming as well. Do you know what I mean? So you don't have that much time to think. So you need to like process it as quick as it goes. And it's
that's
the
facts.
intensity for me, the physicality.
Many get loaned out again and again before they can even breathe. Big Steve never fit that profile. Statistically, he has always been different. At 17, he scored 13 league goals and produced 9 assists for Palmeiras, breaking Neymar's record and showing that, despite being 1.75 metres and 62 kilograms, he could generate massive shot volume against fully grown defenders. His body may be young, but his game was never small. But even with all that, we shouldn't fall into the trap of forcing a rivalry with Lamine Yamal. Yamal has already built a far longer learning curve. He has trophies, finals, and historic moments.
Yep.
Place him in a stratosphere of experience no other teenager in the world can match.
Yamal's done so much. It's hard. It's hard to compare.
He carried Spain in the Euros.
You can't compare them, fam. I'm not delusional.
Won 2 Liga titles, being key in 1.
Yeah. Yamal's got.
Barcelona that slipped out of Real Madrid's hands.
Yamal's got. He's crazy. He's crazy still.
Yamal is a prodigy who has already lived pressure at the highest levels.
Yep.
Estêvão's timeline is shorter, his
Yep.
sample size smaller,
Yep.
and his journey is just beginning. That
Exactly.
is precisely why his ceiling feels so terrifying, because he's producing at Yamal-like levels with far less time in the elite. But in the duel against Lamine Yamal, Estêvão sent a message loud and clear. I'm here. He showed he isn't scared of facing the best and that he has the talent to lift his team, just like Yamal does for Barcelona. Every touch, every dribble, every decision said he belonged at that level.
Hi, Mark. Obviously, you played with Lamine Yamal for Spain. I was wondering whether it helps, I suppose, in terms of your preparation, that you have Estêvão at the moment to sort of prepare for these games, and how do you prepare to face Yamal, and how do you deal with him?
Yeah, well, Estêvão, I tell him to put shin pads this
ugly
training, because I start to training with him.
And with that performance, he didn't just match Yamal, he hinted he might even surpass him. Chelsea saw a superstar who thrives in the same spotlight. The point isn't to compare them, the point is to enjoy them. Football is entering a golden generation of teenage talents. Franco Mastantuono.
Yo, forget about this nigga, man! He's not nice! Forget about this man!
Seni Mayulu.
Who's this?
Valentin Barco.
Oh, and what a stretch.
I think I've seen the Valentin. I've heard of the Valentin Barco guy.
Valentin Barco.
Noah Siddiqui.
Noah Siddiqui. Damn. Damn.
Miles Lewis Skelly.
Yeah. Everyone knows about Miles Lewis. Yep. Everyone knows about Miles. Oh no. Damn, we'll go.
Max Dowman.
I guess, bro.
Dowman goes down.
Gilberto Mora, and many more.
Pasó aquí la pelota para Gilberto. Mora la termina haciendo, apoyándose en corto. Domínguez que lo busca. Mora dentro del área. Para gol. Gol de México.
I guess, bro.
These
We'll
players
see.
are extraordinary, and forcing them into unnecessary comparisons only makes us miss the bigger picture. Among all of them, 2 names already shine as absolute certainties rather than promises. Lamine Yamal and Estêvão Willian. They are not the future, they are the present. And they are about to dominate the next decade of world football. There is absolutely no doubt that Estêvão Willian is going to be a player.
Oh my
who will shut down the
gosh.
Premier League. But even the most frightening talents
That stuff
need
was
minutes. And
mad.
right now, that is the only thing separating Estêvão from turning this league inside out. The
Uh-huh.
Brazilian has started 7 of his 16 matches for Chelsea in all competitions, but only 4 of those starts have come in the Premier League, a number that feels painfully low when you consider how impactful he has been every time he touches the pitch. Chelsea's rotation plan under Maresca is deliberate. The club are managing a squad built for both domestic and European battles on the back of an exhausting summer in which the Blues became champions of the world.
Copama! Hey! Yo, go Palmer that game, man. He's texting me.
Every player is being managed carefully, every workload monitored, and Estêvão is no exception. But the speed at which the 18-year-old has become a fan favourite makes it inevitable. The demands for him to...
We all love him, bro. We all love him. We gotta give him the number 11 jersey.
Chelsea balance their long-term plan with the pressure of what everyone can already see. Estêvão is too good to stay on the bench, because in the last few weeks, Estêvão hasn't just played well, he has delivered the most electrifying moments at Stamford
Facts.
Bridge. Against Wolves, it was the burst of acceleration, the
Facts.
inch-perfect cross that created João Pedro's goal.
Cross it goes, it's deflected. João Pedro!
Against Ajax, it was the outrageous overhead kick attempt that nearly overshadowed every other goal scored that night, including his own.
Hey!
And of course, against
I didn't even see that!
Cold, clinical dart into the box to finish first time under pressure.
That's
A
mad!
victory that felt like a statement of intent. Yes, we understand Maresca's rotation philosophy, and yes, protecting young players is important, but Yamal's rise at Barcelona proves something undeniable. Elite talents thrive when trusted with minutes.
True.
And every time Estêvão starts, he answers with the same consistency, the same explosiveness, the same maturity as the Spanish international. The proof? 5 starts with Brazil, 5 goals. That is not potential. That is efficiency at
That's
the highest
fast.
level. Estêvão is the Brazilian footballer the world was secretly waiting for. He is the true heir to Neymar, to Ronaldinho,
Yep.
to Pelé, a
Yep.
player who brings joy, chaos.
He's that new gen. Vinny, we thought it was you. You're a fraud.
Arrogance, and cold-blooded execution all in one frame. He is the superstar the Premier League didn't know it needed, and the diamond Chelsea desperately lacked.
Yep.
Week by week, he will give the league something to fear.
Anyways, y'all, hope you guys enjoyed the video, man. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I love you boys so much, man. And I'll catch y'all in the next video. Peace.